Boulevard here. I know it's been a while since I've made any videos. I've made a few, they just didn't really work out well. That's why I haven't posted much in a while. I've been going through a lot of personal stuff too. Anyway, currently I am taking an EMT course. It's a few miles from home. It's about 50 miles actually on a one-way trip. And you hear a lot of people talking about bugging out and things like that. And well, if you live in a city, preparing for that's probably a good idea if you're going to do the whole preparedness thing. I was a Boy Scout. I believe in it. I live in the country, so to me, that's just not something I'm considering. I do have a couple places I could go if need be, but I'm not making big plans for anything like that. What I am making plans for right now is, actually I'm going to start working on a get home bag. Being 50 miles from home, if things got really, really bad, worst case scenario, if I ended up having to walk or something, talk a little bit how I would do that. I won't get into specific routes or anything. I will say that I live in the Ozarks in southern Missouri. That's about as far as I'm going to give real in detailed information on that. Things all carry things I think I may need. It's 50 miles, so it could, if things are just horrible, it could take a couple of days for me to get home. So it would definitely take more than one on foot, and that's, absolute worst case scenario. So anyway, we'll talk about that a little bit, and the get home bag and stuff. A few ideas that I have. I'm by no means the know-all, end-all of things. I'm learning. I'd like everyone to learn with me. I'm going to show what works for me very well. My situation is not the same as yours. So what works for me may not work for you. What works for you may not work for me. And then the different ideals that I have about all of these things. I don't think that there's going to be some big kind of horrible war-type incident happen that's going to be causing all of these things. So frankly, I don't think very strongly that I will end up making this huge walk. It's possible. There's the whole I was just reading about this last night. Some type of a solar event, basically working almost like EMP, knocking out all the electronics. You know what, my car's not going to start. There's going to be no fuel. It's going to be pretty freaking crazy if that happens. But we'll talk about these things and what I will do, what works for me, what my ideas are a little bit on that. I do have a couple of gun videos to do, or one anyway. I don't want to show off everything I've got, and not all the guns I use are mine. In fact, I don't think I've used any of my own so far. I just don't think it's a wise thing to do that. What I feel a person should have for guns, and I feel a person should have firearms in their house. Do I think a person should have an AK-47 or an AR-15? Not necessarily, but if you want one, why not? I don't have either of those two. I do have an SKS that's pretty neat, but anyway, just talk a little bit about these things and why I feel the way that I do about certain things. And anyway, I'm going to let you go now, and as always, thanks for your time. If you're liking the videos, please subscribe. I'm trying to build up a subscription base. I know I've been kind of laxing on things, but it's been kind of hectic. There are going to be a lot of these me driving around videos or doing stuff when I get a chance.